YouTube Nation. And me, man, Missa B. And today, we want to talk about the World Cup Finals. Yeah, a little different from normal things. But today, World Cup Final. You know, say, me, as a man, me done telling my position. I'm not an Argentine supporter, but me watch football long time. My own socio-political thinking don't allow me to support Argentina, but that don't stop me from watching the game because me love the sport. Me I follow the sport from 1970. That's 52 years, and no World Cup final has missed me. And I can tell you this, that in all of those years, this is the greatest World Cup final that I, Missa B, have ever seen. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person out there who share those sentiments. In fact, I believe that this Qatar World Cup Finals is one of the best World Cup finals ever. Yeah, the West give Qatar a hard time because, you can't go down there go dictate to them and they run them thing different. You can't go there with your debauchery and, you can't go with liquor drinking and you're carrying on and thing. And so the West did everything to try and tear them down. But in the final analysis, anybody with any smidgen, even a smidgen of honesty will have to tell you, certainly have to agree that the man them ran an excellent tournament. The finals, amazing. An amazing matchup. May I tell you, me almost have to run go for my blood pressure machine. Take all, me want to double up on my blood pressure medication because the thing have me on the edge of my seat. Me have all the little thing what I'm supposed to do in the afternoon. And me have to push it away because there's no way me could have make even a second of that matchup miss me. Congratulations to Argentina. Lionel Messi, without a doubt, has settled the argument in terms of the modern game. The modern game, remember what I'm saying, the modern game. Without a doubt, Messi is the greatest in the modern game. For me, the conversation about that is a little redundant. It always would have been between himself and Cristiano Ronaldo. Both of them have dominated club and international football over the last decade and a half, really. And, the argument was in terms of either who is the greatest. I said people are sliding Mbappe in this thing. Mbappe, my opinion, a great player. But I don't believe that Mbappe's body of work is there enough. He need more time. Without doubt, a phenomenal talent. You don't score 4 goals in a World Cup final. And, or you don't have the go home with the golden boot. You don't dominate a tournament the way that he has without being, deemed a great player. In my opinion, I believe that the decision on the part of the organizers to give Lionel Messi the golden ball, I take nothing from Lionel Messi. I honestly believe that Mbappe played a bigger role in the tournament than Messi. But Messi drew the crowd, the Argentine crowd. I don't think nobody left on Argentina. Everybody there, Qatar, it looked like. Every plane will fly over Argentina look like it ended up down Qatar because, they must really have made a big investment in terms of just supporting the side. And the pity them can't do something else about, in terms of them own domestic policy with respect to people who look like me. But that's, as I said, a different side of the argument. Bottom line is, they played very well. In my opinion, the star of the Argentine side would have been, Di Maria, who he played for what? Just about an hour. And that hour was what really set up the victory for Argentina. Of course, the man run at the French backline like a express train, and they had no answer. It was always my view, first 10 minutes, that the French will concede because the defender just don't know what to do with it. You can't play him. And every time he run and cut on the defender, you know say a foul or a loop. And if it's not that, he will score. And so that first goal for me was, people are complaining, boy, it's not a penalty. Crappy. It was just a case where he had the French defense so frazzled that they were bound to make mistakes, because if you not tackle him early, if you give him so much space, and then you have Messi or Rome all about the place, when them two men combine are dead. And for the first hour, it was dead for France. In fact, me put in a call for the fat lady, because I said, this done. At 2-0, me say, this done. Mbappe couldn't even get a ball to show you how the man them dominated the first hour play. And then they changed him. One of my brethren called me and, the two sides them make changes and things, but the bottom line is, the change with Demario is what brought France back into the game. Yeah, them put some fresh legs in. They got rid of the defender who committed the foul, take him off of the field and thing. And that sort of level out the back line a little bit. But the bottom line is that the tournament, the match itself was just so damn riveting, scintillating action, end to end. Lionel Messi showed him class, amazing ball possession skills. And, you see that experience, you kind of got a sense of how that experience was what was kind of just rubbing off on the side in the development of the match. And as the game wore on, Messi came into his own, not to the degree, in my opinion, that Mbappe demonstrated his own class on the French team, because he too came alive in that second hour, and that really brought out the match that we witnessed eventually. As I say, it's a pity that one side had to lose, but penalty is a big part of football, and you can't be a big side and you can't take 5 penalties. And that became their undoing. At the end of the day, the Argentines held their nerves, kicked the ball properly, and with the kind of commitment that has assured them a 3rd World Cup championship. For me, that settles the argument in terms of the greatest player of all time in the modern era. Remember what I'm saying, in the modern era. And in my opinion, that discussion would have basically been between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And of course, Ronaldo gone him yard. He has never, for all of what he has done for the sport, he has never won a world title, a World Cup title. Messi now has. And that basically complete him collection as far as his contribution to global football has been. And we have to say in the modern era, because it going on. The greatest of all time is El Perola Negro. Right? El Perola Negro. Edson Arantes do Nascimento. And that man, helped Ghana 3 Jules Rimet trophies. So if you talk about greatest of all time, you have to look on the greatest, what we call the greatest trophy in the sport is a Jules Rimet trophy. And Pele has taken that to Brazil, a 3-time him win that. So, Pele is in a class by himself. As a man said to me, Pele is an anomaly, So we don't have a conversation about the greatest. along those lines because with that established. But in the modern game, Lionel Messi. For me, Mbappe played well. Should have been the player of the tournament, in my opinion. I thought he dominated the tournament more than any other player. You don't have the kind of skills that he has demonstrated and have the kind of impact by a team, in the same way towards Messi. But I think, my opinion, again, I believe that FIFA wanted Messi to go away, on a high. And so the Ballon d'Or, they awarded him. Me personally believe that the man who deserved that more would have been Mbappe. But that's my opinion still. And it's not a biased thing about Argentina and thing. That's just how I saw the tournament. And I watched all the games that the two sides play. And in my opinion, I think Mbappe has had a far more dominant impact on his team as opposed to Messi, right? But having said that, Messi is it was himself and Mbappe are the two biggest names that were left in the competition at that time. And on the day of the final, the team that won that tournament, the player who would have been deemed the best player on the winning side would always have been gifted the Ballon d'Or. That's my view. And I stand by that position. But again, I not take nothing away from Messi. I not take nothing away from Argentina. They played very well. This is a fine way for Messi to cap, an illustrious career. And I just wish that, the youngsters them out there could have take a look and say that, Messi left the sport at one time, decided not to play for Argentina, when, the distress lick him. And he came back, and it just said, when you believe in it, when you're good at what you do, you believe in it, you that commitment is what causes you to stay. And he demonstrated that. Young Mbappe, he has time. 23 years old. You score 4 goals in a World Cup final. Hard. 4 goals in a World Cup final. And your side lose. And granted, one of them a penalty, the penalty kick out thing. But the man scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. And then add another penalty to that. And the side lose. Such was the greatness of the match, this World Cup final. And in my opinion, this has stood out for me as the greatest World Cup final that Missa B, has ever seen. I watched this thing from 1970. That's 52 years, Yeah, I'm look. I'm on around there watching football so long. But here I'm asking for them. You see, if you like the videos, why you just hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Because so we are trying to build a little thing and the subscription is a big help. Plus when you subscribe and the new videos drop, boom, you are the first person to get a pre and thing. Why you share this with your friend them, plus, more than anything else, would I love your feedback. If you agree with me, and even if you disagree with me, we want to write your comments, write your feedback in the comment section. And again, if you haven't, subscribe. Again, congratulations to Argentina, to all of my brethren who cuss me off because them are Argentine supporters and things. Well, they don't know me still already. Me just give my views and, football. And, but football, for me, along certain lines, football are not just everything. But again, this was an amazing tournament. And the egg up on the face of the West who are trying to criticize Qatar and things because they couldn't go down there with crap, drink up all of a liquor and carry on bad and all them kind of thing there. Yet the tournament was amazingly successful. Big up on yourself, Qatar. Big up on yourself, my YouTube viewers and listeners and fans and subscribers, and encourage your friend to subscribe to the channel. Guess what now? Me, Missa B, more time.